Hello everyone, it's Jamarl Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. Alright, so everything has been updated. This is probably going to be the last time I try it, so if it doesn't work this time, it just doesn't work. Let me check my volume. It came up okay, and the volume looks alright. I'm going to go through this relatively quick. Because I don't want it to freeze, I don't want it to drop, and it's been doing both. Abby Martin's Empire Files is closing its doors. Kind of. What it boils down to is Venezuela has been under sanctions. The United States has been attacking Venezuela with essentially economic warfare. Well, TeleSur is based within Venezuela, and Empire Files is not able to get funding because of the sanctions. Now, they've tried all sorts of ways to try to get the money through other channels and everything else, but ultimately what it boils down to is the sanctions are putting a crippling effect on their ability to get funding. So much so, apparently the way they said, it's been going on at times where 6 months have passed before some of them have gotten paid. This has been an entire crew, videographers, editors. Abby Martin is just the front person that you see. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that are working to make this work. So let me go through the story real quick. But that's the nutshell. Empire Files is shutting down. And this is sad to hear because I like Abby Martin. I've had Abby Martin on the show. But they've tried everything that they could think of in order to keep their doors open. And at the end of the day, it boils down to, if you don't have the funding for the people, you can't do a show. Now, they are trying to crowdfund this. So they are trying to crowdsource. They have certain footage from Palestine that they're trying to get out, that they need a certain, I believe, $6,000 that they want to get for processing and everything else to get it out. But from the standpoint of the show's future, it is uncertain, to say the least. Let's take a look at the display real quick. This is GoFundMe, the Empire Files. U.S. sanctions shut down the Empire Files with Abby Martin. As a result of the latest U.S. sanctions against Venezuela, the Empire Files has been forced to completely shut down operations. The Empire Files, which airs on TeleSur through the Latin America and on Free Speech TV and the Real News Network in the United States, has been funded through a contract with the TeleSur network. As Abby Martin's primary broadcast, it has released over 1,000 documentaries, interviews, and on-the-ground exposés from battlefields in Palestine, Venezuela, and beyond. As a result of the financial attacks by the United States government on the primary source of TeleSur's funding, production was halted before the completion of the Empire Files Season 2. Season 3, contracted for 26 episodes, was scheduled to begin July 1st, but with the United States government blocking wire transfers that originate in Venezuela, the ability to receive funding has not been possible. For a year, funding has been sporadic and often delayed. The Empire Files has been operating by alternating between waiting for late payments and funding production out of pocket. Lord knows I know how that feels, seeing as YouTube is stealing my money right now as we speak. However, the United States attacks and sanctions intensifying, the ability to receive funds appeared to have been cut off completely. Contract TeleSur journalists elsewhere, including at Empire Files, have had funding blocked by the United States government for over 6 months. Even wire transfers not originating in Venezuela, but allied countries, have also been severed. There appears to be no solution and no end in sight to the ongoing financial attack. The Empire Files officially halted all production on May 27th and had to cut all staff prior to that. But we have been holding off with an official announcement in hopes that the wall put up in place by Trump administration will be overcome. Essentially, they were hoping to find ways to get around the fact that they've been shut down. This goes into some of the depths of the attacks of the United States. I highlighted this part because I thought this part was interesting. These economic attacks cannot be viewed on their own, but as part and parcel to a regime change operation. While this is just one front in the United States strategy, The sanctions are coupled with violent U.S.-backed coup attempts in Venezuela, including the August 4th assassination attempt on Maduro. TeleSur has always been included as a target in its association with the government. A thwarted U.S.-backed coup plot in 2015 included plans to bomb TeleSur News building in Caracas. In 2017, its TeleSur News team was ambushed by U.S.-backed opposition forces and nearly lynched. One TeleSur reporter was shot in the back during the assault. Likewise, Abby Martin and Empire Files producer Mike Prisner were the target of pro-coup politicians and journalists based in Caracas and Miami, leading to hundreds of death threats and causing them to flee Venezuela, where they were conducting on-the-ground reporting. I'm leaving this here for everyone to see, just so you can get an idea on. There's more. I'm giving the basics. We are prepared to resume production of weekly programs at TeleSur as soon as blocks on funding are lifted or circumvented. However, this could mean 6 months, a year, or never. We know now our colleagues at TeleSur have been fighting for a solution for us and other contractors, and we're willing to do so. In the meantime, we're appealing to our supporters for donations on a one-time basis or a monthly sustainers to restart production, rehire staff, and release new episodes for as long as funding permits. Current expenses include $6,000 for Empire Files in Gaza. I'm putting this here. Apparently, I'm not the only one in this situation. Empire Files, Shutdown. Abby Martin is also a contractor, like I'm a contractor, so I know I know in part how she feels. I haven't gone 6 months. There has to be some better, man. Yeah, there has to be some better. I'll leave it here. All right, guys. Lee Camp and Abby Martin should start their own podcast, X Factor. That wouldn't be bad. People will watch. People would watch. I'll leave it here. All right, guys. If you enjoy the content, please feel free to share, like, subscribe, and you can always support through Patreon. I don't know if a class action lawsuit will work, Darren, with the new regulations that was put in by the Supreme Court. The idea of people joining their suits when there's, if there's any kind of terms of use or service. All right, I'll leave it here. All right, guys, have a good one. Oh, if you enjoy the content, you can always support the work through Patreon. Especially now, seeing as I haven't gotten paid for 2 months. Thanks, guys.